The first step is always to look at numbers. We look at the 15 in the numerator and the 3 in the denominator. They share a factor of 3. 15 is 3 times 5 and 3 is 3 times 1. We don't include 1s, we just include the 5. So the answer here is 5 in the numerator. Whenever we have a squared, we write it as AA. Makes it easier. We now have an a on the top and an a on the bottom. We can cancel both of those out. There are no more a's in the denominator. We are left with one a in the numerator. Again, we've got b squared. Let's write that as bb. We have 1b in the numerator and 1b in the denominator. Cross them both out. We're left with 1b in the denominator. Our answer will be 5a over b. Again, 5 and 15, they share a factor of 5. 5 is 5 times 1, 15 is 5 times 3. When we cancel out the factor of 5, that leaves us with 1 in the numerator, which we don't include, and 3 in the denominator, which we do include. Write p cubed as p. Take 1p from the numerator and 1p from the denominator. We're left with 2 p's in the numerator, which is p squared. And to get the squared, you use shift and 2. With the q's, we have q squared in the denominator, which means we can remove 1q from the numerator, 1 from the denominator. We're left with 1q in the denominator, 3q, p squared over 3q. This is our first fraction with 2 terms. Remember, whenever we have 2 terms, we need to factorise. So we're going to factorise the numerator, that is, we're going to put it in brackets. What do the 2 terms have in common? They both have a factor of 5. So 5 is going to be our factor outside of the bracket. To get 5x, we do 5 times x. To get 30, we do 5 times 6. 20 also has a factor of 5, so 5 is both the common factor in parts of the numerator and in both parts of the fraction. So 20 can be written as 5 times 4. Both numerator and denominator have a common factor of 5. X plus 6 remains for the numerator and 4 for the denominator. Again, we have 2 terms in our numerator. We're going to factorise the common term this time. We could use 2, but 4 is a larger common factor. 4x minus 5. Denominator also has a factor of 4. 4 times 4. Remove a factor of 4 from both. X minus 5 over 4. Factorising this one, not only do they share a factor of 4, they also share a factor of x. If I've got 4x and I want 4x squared, I need to multiply by x. And if I've got 4x and I want 16x, I multiply by 4. 8x can also be divided by 4x. It shares that factor. 8x is 4x times 4. Our common factor is 4x. Remove it from numerator and denominator. We end up with x plus 4 over 2. Doing this again, 18 and 3 share a factor of 3. X and x squared both contain x. We end up with 6 minus x. And then here we have a common factor of 3. 7x plus 4. Now this time the bracket is not in common, and in fact 3x is not in common. But we have a 3 and a 3. So we're going to cancel just the 3, not the x. The x is not in common. Leaving us with, let's expand it to get a better answer, x times 6 is 6x minus x times x is x squared over 7x plus 4.